start with Amin the Great from Sweet Greens.
Yes.
What did you get? What are these? Rice?
Quinoa.
Quinoa and paper.
Paper? No, those are Parmesan.
Oh, okay.
Just Parmesan.
Looks like vegetable though.
Yeah, maybe it's. But it's not like cheese.
Anyways, Sweet Green is supporting this video. Silencing my phone.
Good idea.
So, you're talking about injuries.
Yeah.
And it sucks. You should take care of yourself. And fuck Tom Platz from here. Don't do anything heavy. Oh no, do heavy.
I mean, do heavy, but just don't do extreme. You know.
Extreme.
Don't keep doing don't push yourself to failure. Like,
Well,
not
yeah.
every set. I mean, sometimes you push yourself to failure, but you know, if you do it all the time, then that's just injury.
No push until failure, right?
Close to failure, but not to failure.
Yes. Do you do like sets of like 10 reps or you go until failure?
10 to 12, and I try to do one set to failure every week for every body part,
I see.
but no more.
And
I don't
you're
just keep going to failure.
uh-huh.
You know, the first set is like 12, and I can do it. I don't pick a weight that gets me failure.
Mm-hmm.
I go like 1 to 2 reps before failure. I do that for 3 sets, and the last set,
Mm-hmm.
if it's a day that I'm going for failure, I keep going until I fail.
The last set of like the third one. But
Usually it's like 10 minimum. Yeah. I fail at 10. Like,
at 10.
I don't pick something that I fail at like 5. I'm not like doing powerlifting.
No wonder max or anything.
Yeah, no one at max.
The other thing is one thing you said. It was interesting. Oh, I wanted to know, is it necessary to go until failure for muscle growth?
I don't think so. I think
Who put that stupid phrase into our mind?
training to failure has always been around, but I think like in the YouTube world, there's Greg Doucette that really always pushes for it. But
yeah, I think all of these like big guys say
Fitness influencers,
say pushing to failure.
no, I think someone like Jeff Nippert,
Mm-hmm.
he always says, don't push to failure.
I watched
go
a
close
video
to
of
failure.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I think that's good advice.
yeah. We don't want to.
And also for like somebody who's casually lifting, like, come on. Like,
Yeah, dog. Like how? Okay, to be honest, I lost some muscles now.
Yeah, I mean,
But
you can't work out on your own.
To be honest, I don't want to make it super big. It's just the size it was pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't always appeal to people to like necessarily be massive. You don't need to be massive.
Actually, I want to work more on flexibility,
No, good idea.
like adding stretch at the end because like my hips are super stiff.
I mean, me too. I mean, I'm horrible. Like, I'm not flexible
Yeah.
at all.
The reason I couldn't actually do squat, I cannot sit on my like, I cannot squat while like my whole sole of my foot is on the ground.
Yes, yeah, that I have a similar kind of thing where if I'm going all the way deep, then the feet start coming up. No, that's not good. Especially because you do kickboxing.
Yeah, I don't know if I can get back to kickboxing anytime soon.
Maybe in a few months.
In a few months.
Yeah.
Like my New Year's resolution was to go kickboxing, cut down on going to the lifting,
And more kickboxing.
more kickboxing. I wish I got injured during like some no head kick, but like some serious shit. I was just warming up. That was so stupid.
Alright, this is also the other issue is fatigue. If you keep pushing yourself all the time,
Exactly. I don't think it was.
you don't recover, and even if it's light, you can get injured.
That is true. I think it was my case.
You should always like if you're still sore on the body part that you're trying to work,
Yeah.
don't do it. Like, what's the point? You're not gonna. That's not actually gonna help
Like I
you.
was doing like a heavy thumb blast the
Yeah.
night before. Yeah, I think that recovery and healing from now on, I should really, if I do a workout, I should make sure that I do the stretch. I found this channel on YouTube.
Like, I think most important thing is just focus on like being healthy in the gym rather than I want to get
Yes.
big or whatever.
But you know what?
The other
Okay,
thing is,
my
like, some
focus
people-
was that. Okay, last year I was in PT because my left knee got hurt. It was like something close to herniated disc, but that time nobody said it was a herniated disc. I went to PT, everything got good. So from last year, I just set a resolution. I said I want to be stronger, but I have no rush, right?
Yeah.
Whenever I was doing my squat, like for 3 sessions, like 3 weeks, I was doing the same weights. Next time I just added 2.5 pound, and it was all good. Like I hit my deadlift resolution. I hit my squat resolution. Okay, squat resolution was the night before injury. I was doing it with Sam, and
Was that like a 1 rep max or?
no, 6 rep. And I think 6 rep max is from now on too much for me to be just 10 rep.
I mean, again, it depends on what you're trying to do.
I wanted to do 6 reps of 225.
Yeah. Okay. Good goal. Yeah.
And I was like, I could do, I think, 200 easily at the start of 2023. And I was like adding slowly 220.
You want to add 12% to your.
225.
Yeah.
And I made it, and then I got injured. But I had no rush. This time, I don't know. I cannot find myself guilty. I think sometimes just you get injured.
Yeah.
Maybe, yes. Maybe I should have put
Look, I mean,
more time on the.
you know, we're also getting older.
That's true.
That's another factor here.
Dude, we are not older. We're 20. I'm 28. How old are you?
26, turning 27, yeah.
Yeah.
Either way, no, I mean, yeah, but you're not 19.
So.
So when you're 19, you can break every bone in
Dude,
your
that
body.
is for 50 years old people.
No, when you're 19, you can break every bone in your body, and like in 2 years, you're back. You're back to.
I still can't do that.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think once you hit like 25 and after.
That is 40.
Look at pro athletes. Like when they get injured,
All right.
like after 25, the injury keeps coming back. You know, like
They
the
are
recovery
pro
is
athletes,
harder.
by the way.
Well, yeah, I understand, but I'm saying like the
Which I
same pattern
agree
is not
with you
true.
about.
Like if a 19-year-old athlete gets injured,
Mm.
they come back next season and they're good to go. Like that injury
Yeah.
probably won't have a recurring issue. But if a 26-year-old athlete is injured, that's something that's definitely going to be lifelong. And of course, I mean, most of them have lifelong injuries, but
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying
Especially
is
back
you can't
injury.
recover the same way.
Especially back injury. Like I think back injury stays with you whole life, and
Yeah.
you are like vulnerable more than other people.
Yeah.
You should.
I mean, that's the case for me at least. And you know, in my case, actually, I got my disc was herniated at 16.
How is that possible? What were you doing?
Judo.
Oh shit.
I mean, I wasn't good at it. So I was very novice. I didn't have much training.
You didn't wear your shirt.
No, I didn't have much training, so I didn't know the correct techniques, and I was trying to lift
The
the
guy.
guy. Yeah,
Oh.
and I just was probably just very badly positioned or something. I don't know what exactly the mechanics of it are, but it was horrible. Like at the moment, the pain was again like it rushes
You
through
felt
every
it right
part of
away.
your body.
You
Yeah.
felt it right away. Oh shoot.
Like you feel it everywhere because it's a neurological pain. It's not
Yes.
it's not like oh ouch my back hurts.
That sucks about this
Yeah,
pain.
yeah.
Your leg is breaking. I say, what the fuck happened? Nothing happened.
You feel pain everywhere, and it just it's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that happened, and then they rushed me to the hospital. They did an MRI and everything.
Right away.
Yeah, I mean I was in pain, but it was okay. I could still like if when they lifted me up with a system, I could still stand on my leg, but it was bad.
And you were in Canada.
Yes, and I did an MRI and all this, and the doctor was like, "Look, the injury is something that can be managed long term, especially because you're younger. There's a chance you will recover. Probably the reason I didn't need surgery and I'm still here,
Mm.
right? And I can like function and I can lift even and all this, is because I was younger. If that happened to me now, probably need surgery. That's what happened to my uncle, right? Like he needed surgery,
Mm.
right? Happened at an older age and there was
Yes.
no way around it. So there's also the factor of age, and then
Age
it's a
matters.
very sensitive part of the body.
It is very sensitive. Like people who do that.
It's very strong, right? It's super strong, but if it if it fails bad.
Do you think our body is built the right way, or it could be better?
Are you fucking insane? Our bodies are built horribly.
Horrible, right? Like, why should all of them be here? All of the
We've
nerves.
evolved to be bipedal,
Bipedal.
like standing on two legs,
Uh-huh.
but we didn't start out that way.
Mm-hmm.
We started out,
That is
On-
actually
on
the
all
YouTube
fours.
channel I found.
and that's why our back is so badly made.
Yeah.
Is that literally, like, just aging is enough for your back to go bad because
Arthritis, like,
it's just not designed to do this. I mean, arthritis is a like autoimmune type of thing.
really, I thought it was about shrinking the thickness of the
No, I'm
Yes.
pretty sure. Isn't arthritis?
stenosis.
Isn't arthritis something that happens when the body is doing something weird?
Yeah, like they say hanging is very good for you, for your shoulders, and I love back day. I don't know, back day makes our back stronger, helps us to stay
No, back
more.
is. Are you talking about like the lat, like
Lats and
laterals?
also
So there's many
pull-ups.
muscles in the back.
yeah,
Those are mostly upper body muscles.
yeah. But
There's
which
lower
one
back.
helps
The
us to
lower
keep-
back.
stand straight. Which one is that one?
I think standing straight. I mean, deadlifts do that definitely,
Mm-hmm.
but deadlifts are also risky. Don't do heavy deadlifts.
Yeah, I don't want to do the heavy deadlifts. Actually, I think the last part of the thumb plats, Sam
Okay,
left.
rheumatoid arthritis is autoimmune,
Mm-hmm.
which means you're.
Oh, arthritis is every skeleton. Like
Yeah. So rheumatoid arthritis is
Mm.
autoimmune. Either ways, I mean,
that
again,
was the stenosis then.
the human body is not designed that well. It's not a good design. But the analogy to
So you
that is
think we
genetic
should-
algorithms.
Yeah.
If you throw an optimization at a genetic algorithm, it'll come up with something that kind of works,
Mhm.
but is in no way actually optimal.
Wait.
Compare it to like a very high dimensional linear
You
optimization.
think like gorillas are better? Silverbacks?
What do you mean better? Every animal out there is
They
flawed.
crawl, right? Oh yeah, dogs have a lot of problem.
Every animal out there is flawed in one way or the other. Like small animals get cancer so much.
Really?
Like
Chihuahua.
rats and stuff, they fucking get cancer all the time. And they have very high metabolic rate,
Mm-hmm.
and they're very small, so a tumor very quickly kills them.
I see.
Very large animals, they rarely get cancer.
Wait.
Yeah, whale, I mean, or like a rhino
Yeah.
or an elephant or whatever.
What do they die from?
They just age,
Lions.
cardiac arrest. I don't know.
Lions.
Well, lions are not that big. They do. Get
No,
cancer.
lions killed like them, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think lions go close to a rhino, but
What was that video? They were biting the animals' balls, so they. Oh, it was
oh yeah,
hyenas, I guess.
it was something that was so painful to watch. That lion going up against the
Yeah.
hyenas, just like biting off the testicles.
So why are we standing on our feet if it is not the case? If it is not good, it's better.
No, we evolved to stand on our feet for evolutionary reasons, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But the skeleton, it's still not quite the correct setup for it.
Yeah, like also.
And you also have a tailbone, even though you don't have a tail.
All animals can animals
Like,
babies.
what's the point of your tail?
They can stand on their feet right away, right when they are born. Like
Oh, yeah,
cows,
that's-
horses. We took a long time.
Well, it's true that human babies are basically undeveloped. Like, they are not functional animals at all.
They should have
They
stayed there
need
more.
parents. Not that they need to stay there.
I think they should have stayed there for a longer time.
But then it wouldn't come out, dude. Like, it's already hard to give birth. The humans have a very. Have you seen a cow
No, I
or a
think
sheep
it was
give
like
birth?
the odds of abortion would go high, and
You know,
they
but-
said, "I better come out before they kill me."
No, but have you seen cows giving birth?
No.
It just plops out like it's nothing.
Oh,
It's
from
like-
what?
No, but it's just so easy,
I see.
right? Like the
They
process.
don't even sit down to give birth.
I mean, look up the video. Sometimes it just like drops
I
out.
watch
right?
I watch cats giving birth.
Oh, cats is different, but like
Yeah.
cows giving birth, like it's just so funny because the thing just comes out like no problem. A human baby takes like hours to give
Disgusting.
birth.
I don't want to watch. Oh, it is sitting down. It's lying down.
Yeah, but not this one. Look at this.
This is disgusting shit.
Our heritage is ingrained in our skin.
Look,
Because you
look at
continue
the
to
baby's
remain.
head. It
No,
is
what I'm saying is that
quite
it's
big.
so easy for them to give
It's
birth.
12:30 on
Yeah.
Friday. Look who's pushing. Rebecca looked out the window. Thank you, Rebecca, for checking so much. So she's got her tail out.
Yeah, there we go. It just comes out like
That's
it's
a big animal right away.
Yeah, I mean, he can start walking right away.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we've seen enough.
No,
Uh,
I want to see when it stands on its feet.
On his feet, yeah. Yeah, the humans don't
How do
get
you
worked
know
out
now? Wait a minute.
that
You're
easily. It takes a while. It's very hard for humans to get
Look, it's like dead. Look at
Yeah, initially it's like it just starts to breathe and shit first.
Ah.
You gotta give it a second.
Oh, it is the moment that they start breathing, right?
Yeah, because when you come out, you don't have oxygen supply anymore. You need to
Wait,
stop breathing.
do we live like fish before?
No, you have circulation through the
Moms.
the mom's blood. Yeah, so your mother is breathing for you.
Ah, so our lungs are not working at that time.
No.
That is so
You're
cool.
not-
I
yeah.
never knew that.
Your brain is not telling you to breathe. But when you come out, the baby starts crying. And that's the,
Interesting.
the breathing. Just the brain is like, okay, now you need to breathe.
So breathing is not the first thing we do. What is the first
The heart,
organ in body that works? Heart works.
the heart is pumping. Yeah,
Brain.
brain is obviously functioning. Yeah,
Why?
to some extent. How is your heart pumping without a brain giving it a signal to pump?
Wait, do we need brain for signal to pump?
Yeah.
Some people are dumb, but they're still alive.
I think I think all animals' hearts beat. So, you know,
I see.
there's
How
a
do you
part
know
of the
now?
brain
Wait a
that's
minute. You're going off what the kids are saying.
controlling things that are not like
Kids, don't
Look,
get me in
look, it's
trouble.
like they're like its neck is like totally another.
yeah, yeah.
You're looking for
It's still
balls,
not
teeth.
like, strong enough to
But it has like even it
Yeah,
has
they all
like a
have teeth.
fur.
hair.
It has fur and everything.
It doesn't matter. They all have 4.
I think he's already an
Okay, no
adult.
balls. That's a sign. That's
I
a
mean,
sign on
it's not an adult, but it develops very quickly. See, it just starts to get up.
Ah, okay. Now he's alive.
Like, humans can't really like walk immediately, do anything. Basically,
Yes.
the baby that comes out, it's just like a piece of meat.
Yes. he's-
Yeah, that's
Human
those are
beings
the things that-
so different.
human beings again, like, not optimally designed. And the thing is, the evolution that humans have gone through just made our heads big,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why it's so hard to give birth.
Here we go.
Fucking giant head coming out. You know?
Mom wants to
And
stand there.
it's not easy to.
Our head, how big is our head? Like this cow has a big head.
Yeah, it's
I was
relative.
say like the kid has bigger.
No, yeah. But humans have evolved to have a massive brain, right?
Uh-huh.
And that creates the problem of birth. But at the same time, I guess we didn't evolve to have, like, you know, women don't have like a big vaginas to give like birth easily to a big head. You know what I mean? Like they didn't evolve at the same time. There's a mismatch. It's the same way where we started on all
I
fours.
feel there is a trade.
No, I mean, you know, other things could have also been bigger. It's not just vaginas. You compensate. Yeah. There's another funny thing. Humans are unlike most other primates. Most other primates evolved to have smaller
What
penises.
is primate?
Like
Oh,
monkeys.
monkeys and stuff.
Most other primates evolved to have tiny, like small penises. Like thin and small penises. Why? Because it's just evolutionarily like
Why
that's a safer
horses?
option.
Safer option.
Yeah, I mean, your thing is not hanging out all the time, right? But humans kind of have the opposite,
Okay.
where we have the biggest penises amongst primates.
Really?
Yeah.
I can look at gorilla and say, dude.
Yeah. So I don't know why that happened.
Because we wear shorts. Because we keep them safe. We take responsibility for that.
No, I know exactly. Like the evolutionary reasoning is not like there's
Well,
something.
like,
I'm sure
animals-
somebody studied this, like some anthropologist or somebody who's looked at this stuff and see like why it happens and is there a
I
cultural
didn't
reason?
know
Is
that
there-
actually.
Yeah. But yes, I mean, usually like animals, like prey animals, have bigger penises. Like the horses and stuff is.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
that is true.
But I think for them it's more of a logistical problem.
Wait, do gorillas?
When you stand next to a fucking horse, it's massive. It's scary how big they are.
the whole horse, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's basically allowing all of this to happen. You
Yeah.
need a big penis.
What
It's like if
am
an elephant had a human penis, they would probably never be able to like have kids.
Dude, I watched this one. I don't know if I can find it or not. It was just elephant.
But, this video is definitely getting age restricted and everything.
No, it was like a.
No, I mean this video that you're recording now.
Well, I don't put them like for kids or anything. There is an option when you want to upload to say
You always say no.
no. Like even in this video, what the fuck? All of them are always hanging.
Yeah.
Look at this. Like, look at the photo.
Hi, my name's Enrique. A little thing I love
It was
about
a short
Chick-fil-A's
video,
spicy
though.
deluxe sandwich
15
is you
seconds,
get
yeah.
that rich flavor.
That's a nice view. Look.
Yeah.
Why are they like that? It's not even hard, I guess.
Yeah.
The size of their trunk.
Are we meeting there? What's that?
No, I don't think.
Yeah.
But like the spinal system in elephants and like all mammals are the same. Do they have like sciatica? Yeah, probably.
I mean, probably not the same number of discs and everything, but.
Because you said we have a tailbone.
Yeah, we have a tail. But we don't have a tail.
Shit.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like,
Why do they do that then? I thought nobody attacks the cars.
well, sometimes they do, I guess.
Aren't they fucking scared? This is so big, right?
Yeah, they're massive. Yeah, I mean, anyways, these animals, like, again, like, every animal evolved differently and all this, and there's flaws in every.
But our brain is even
like,
bigger.
you know what?
Our
One of the
brain is-
biggest flaws that we have is our heart.
No.
Yeah.
You're
One of the
very
biggest
romantic.
flaws.
What do you mean?
No, in terms of functioning, like as a pump. The way the human heart is structured. Like dogs apparently never have heart attacks or heart problems ever. And the reason is the way
They
their
go
heart.
through depression.
I
No,
know.
Jedi, some
I know.
Jedi.
No, I know. What I'm talking about, like, is like the heart, like as a function, like a pump, like the pumping blood. Not
All right. Actually,
Not like
I
heartbreak.
I thought human beings are very good at running. They are built for running and energy.
Yeah, that's because we sweat, not because we have like a good heart.
So the pumping is still not good.
No, the pumping is fine. It's just the way it's structured with the number of chambers that it has is flawed.
4. It has 4 chambers.
Yes, and it's flawed. And because it has 4 chambers, you have all these heart problems. People like biggest killer of
How
human
is it
beings.
in other animals?
I think they have a different structure. Their heart.
Even mammals.
Yeah, dogs. I said dogs. Yeah.
How are dogs?
Yeah, no, I have to look this up, but
Dude, did you know cats can live 9 lives?
sure.
That is cool, actually.
But it's not a real thing. It's just like you know.
No, actually, Puss in the Boots, like, first time died because of bull killed him, I guess. Did you watch it?
Yeah, so they have 3 chambers. The left ventricle, right ventricle, and a right atrium, but they don't have another atrium. Okay, they have a left atrium, but it's like structured differently. And apparently, dogs like
It
don't
is
have-
us? This is us or this is dog too?
And this is dogs.
Okay.
And apparently, like they don't have heart problems or whatever. The way the heart's structured, but humans do.
Wait, maybe our heart is designed for something else.
No, it's just pumping blood. It's not doing anything else. But it's just flawed. Like there's a lot of things that are flawed.
Do you think they will get better over time, like evolutionary?
Probably. I
Do
mean,
we
I
have
don't know.
human beings like with different hearts?
Yeah, we do. Some people are born with more chambers, less chambers, whatever stuff like that. Some people have a like mixing. Like the left ventricle, right ventricle have a pathway to each other, and the blood
Blood
mixes.
gets dirty.
Yeah, it mixes.
So
So then
they-
they have problems. So they need to do surgery and all this to fix that.
Oh shoot!
Yeah, so there's genetic defects that affect the heart.
But it's
Right.
not common.
No, it's not common, but that's kind of the evolution, right? Like evolution happens with the
But one
mutation.
of these, you
Maybe
finally-
somebody's born with like an advantageous heart or something.
Yeah,
And
Usain Bolt.
Usain Bolt, yeah. And then
Jesus.
eventually like that becomes like a dominant gene or something, and then everybody has like better hearts or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But evolution is slow and it's stochastic. It's
It is
random. Maybe
super
some
slow.
guy is born with a perfect heart that never will go bad, but just decides doesn't want to have kids. You know, it's over.
Yeah, it should
you know
be
what
like,
I mean?
It should
Like
be a
it's-
whole package, right? It should not the heart, right?
No, it's like let's say there's a perfect version of a human being that's born and then decides not to have kids. So those genes all just die with them. Like whoever
That's
that is,
true.
the genes die with them. And you know,
Yeah.
nobody wins, right? That's why evolution is not a perfect process. There's so many different factors. Like you may have a perfect heart, but you're born in Africa, get malaria, and die. You never get to procreate.
Why did you say Africa?
When malaria happens in Africa, I mean, any
Really?
impoverished place in the world.
Okay.
You know what? Like the child mortality rates are higher in places that are poor. But poor countries have higher child mortality. Maybe a child is born with like very good genetics, but never gets to actually
That is
procreate
true.
because they die for whatever reason. Like they get sick and die immediately. You know, so there's a lot. Yeah, that's why like evolution.
And maybe a lot of us are defected because of bad ones could procreate.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, again, that's why evolution is not a perfect process. It's just weird. There's too many.
Actually, this is what happens in dog breeding, right?
Well, dog breeding, we do it artificially.
Artificially, but like a lot of I was watching a video on German Shepherds and like, no, not German Shepherds. Yeah, it was German Shepherds. They have a lot. Their back is like rounded, and when they get old, it really hurts them. But like they were.
I mean, small breed dogs usually have a lot of health problems.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of humans doing a very stupid thing.
Yeah, like they want to like
it's cute or
show
whatever,
dogs.
yeah.
Show, right.
For whatever reason they breed them, they only look at a dog as like a function like it has. It's like a machine for them.
That is true.
Right? Whatever
That is
function that it's
stupid.
supposed to serve, and they breed it to do that. They don't care if it has health problems when it gets older.
That is the same right with horses. Like we do that, right?
Yeah, I mean horses and stuff are the same. So there's different breeds of horses.
Yeah.
And humans have like the Clydesdales,
Specialized.
the Budweiser's Clydesdales, like Anheuser Busch,
Are they the big ones?
the massive ones. Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Like they're just bred to. Like apparently, I don't know what they were bred to.
I think now
they
we
were
don't
just, like,
need
carrying stuff. And
We
shit,
don't
but-
need any horse anymore, to be honest, unless you are a Mormon or something. If you
I don't
are,
think
please
Mormons-
comment and let us know.
I don't think Mormons have any problem. Like, why would they? Why would Mormons?
Which
use
one are the
horses?
ones that cannot drive cars? And
Oh, yeah. Oh, I don't remember. Like
what are they? We have Mormons and another.
Mormons are just like Christian V2.
What is
Just
VG?
version 2 of Christianity, or like the updated version.
Aren't
of
they the
Christianity.
ones? Oh, that's Amish ones.
That's Amish, yeah.
Ah, okay.
Amish, the Amish are the ones. that
Sorry
don't
if
use
you're a
technology.
Mormon brother. Comment that you are. And
I think
I will
Mormons.
say.
Mormons.
What is funny
have a
about
prophet.
Mormons?
They have a very funny
Oh.
story. The prophet they have.
They have a new book, right?
Yeah.
You
The
can
Book
find
of
it
Mormon.
in every hotel in America.
Not really. Book of Mormon. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, Book of Mormon.
Who was their prophet?
Jesus the Second.
No, not Jesus II. But that it's a very funny story there. That the way that the Book of Mormon was sent to him by God and all this. It's kind of a hilarious story. South Park made fun of it.
Mm-hmm.
And the same guys, like Trey Parker, Matt
So
Stone,
we have like Mormons in every city, or they're in one
they
state?
can be anywhere, but they're mostly in Utah. I think.
Utah.
Yeah.
Where are the Amish guys?
I'm not sure.
We should go talk to them. If
Yeah,
you're-
they're not very open people. You know, the Amish.
They are not open.
No, but the
That's why they still use horses.
no, I mean they don't use technology because that's not allowed. But yeah. So the Amish, I think in Pennsylvania, there's some.
This is Amish or?
Yeah, this Amish.
Mm.
And I mean the Mormon are in Utah, and they have their own book, but they're not like they actually actively try to get people to convert.
Oh, they
to
are like
Mormonism. Yeah,
open.
you can go join the Church of Mormon if you want.
Do we have one in Boston?
I'm sure there's something.
What? Oh, wait. So Mormons are the ones who can marry multiple times. What is funny about Mormons?
Yeah, Mormons they have polygamy.
Polygamy. I see.
Yeah.
The guy for just having more.
That's the only
wives.
reason you want to become a Mormon. It's like, I just want to have like 10 wives or whatever.
10?
There was a video on YouTube, man. There was this Mormon guy with like so many wives.
What is it?
I don't know. It was a TLC thing.
Mormon guy with a lot of guys.
With a lot of guys.
If they are gay, can they have multiple?
Yeah, there's this guy. He's Samuel Bateman, who has 20 wives.
Wow. Colorado City and so.
Yeah, this is.
Oh, these are all
This is
these
the
guys?
roster, I guess.
Hi, I'm Nicole.
FLDS,
from the San
what
Diego
is this?
Promise. I know this is hard to hear, but it's
I don't know
important.
what FLD is.
My name is Rachel Jeffs, and my father is Warren Jeffs. Warren Jeffs is the FLDS leader.
Oh, this is a cult, I think.
He is
Like they do polygamy or whatever.
Of Warren Jeffs and Samuel.
The Latter Day Saints, yeah. So that is. FLDS is the
considered
Um,
next to God.
the fundamentalist church of Jesus Christ of the Latter Day Saints. So they are Mormon, I think.
Oh, they are all of their wives. Or their
Yeah. So they are
daughters.
Mormon, yes.
80 wives, dude.
Yeah. So
That's the way to make it, I guess.
53 kids.
How can you have 80 wives? It's just make a new religion.
Yeah, it doesn't really. I mean, yes.
And they are all next to each other.
Yeah, they all live like in the same place too.
The
It's so weird.
FLDS is a religion denounced by the modern day Mormons for their
this
practice
is
of
like a
polygamy
fundamentalist version
and
of Mormonism.
very fundamentalist beliefs. But it
So
actually goes
I think
much
modern
deeper
Mormons
than just
don't do this. But they
Is
are.
it affordable? Like, how rich should that guy be?
I don't know. That's not the issue though. Like,
Isn't it Jordan Peterson's daughter?
Brent stated that he kept the situation a secret for so long because of the amount of shame and guilt that he felt, who was just 9 years old.
Wow.
yeah. Anyways,
Wait, what? They married at 9 years old?
Sick. In May of 2020, the wife of Marani claimed that Samuel came into their home and took several of their daughters, including the youngest, who was just 9 years old.
Okay,
Yeah, that's
Brent
crazy.
also
So
believes
that is criminal, actually. So in that case,
But it is allowed in Utah.
no 9 years old. No,
No, it was like Utah. It was not marrying a 19-year-old. It was just one of her daughter. I thought he married a 9-year-old, but
yeah, I don't think you can marry any person who's under the age of consent. But yeah, they can have multiple wives. That is not legal anywhere in the U.S. I guess, other than Utah.
so there are too many Mormons in Utah that
Most of people in
they
Utah,
can change the law.
Yeah, I think a good majority of people there, or at least like a decent number of them, are.
How can they 80 wives?
60% of Utah is Mormon.
60%. Let's go there once, actually.
Yeah, so 60% are members of the Church of Jesus Christ of the Latter-day Saints.
Wait a second. Where is Utah on the map?
It's on the west, like next to Oregon, and above.
Salt Lake City is a famous city, isn't it?
Yeah, Salt Lake
Oh, it's
City.
next to Nevada.
Yeah, next to Nevada in the west. Yeah. So 60% of them are Mormons. So I guess they can affect the
So
legislation.
wait a
But I mean,
second.
I'm assuming younger Mormons are not like crazy, so it's probably not going to stay like that.
So
for a
if
long
you
time.
are a Mormon,
You're not a merman.
If
A
you're a
merman is a male mermaid. But if you're a Mormon,
if you're a Mormon and you have only one wife, aren't you just a normal Christian?
no, you still believe in the Book of Mormon or whatever. And who was their prophet? Who wrote the Book of Mormon?
Chat GPT help us. Oh, I don't have it here though.
You don't need chat. You just Google it.
Dude, Chat GPT is more fun. Google also started something, Bard or Gemini. I don't know. Did you hear about that?
Bard? Yeah, Bard has been around for a very long time.
Is it the same as Chat GPT?
It's supposed to be like that, but it's not quite as good. So
It's not quite as good.
no.
Dude, what are you asking? Get the fuck out. Oh, he's asking about all of my.
Yeah, Joseph Smith was the person who wrote, and that's the prophet, I guess, or kind of. This dude.
Dude, this guy is so. He's a 10.
I don't think that's quite what he looked like. Probably. This is like a picture, like somebody drew that. Right? That's not a.
Did he also was crucified or?
No, he just wanted to have many wives.
That is the only reason, right?
Probably, and money and fame and all that, all the rest of it. But yeah, that's kind of
Money and fame.
yeah,
Yeah, dude.
money and fame.
That's a good business.
I think this is kind of a problem that a lot of, like, I think most of the prophet. I'm not a religious person, so I think this is not just.
You are going to eat on my brother.
No, it's not just Joseph Smith, but I think every other prophet kind of had similar motives.
Mm-hmm.
You look at the Quran.
Ah, come on, don't talk about the fake prophets, right? Not the.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, no. Change the topic.
Yeah, and you look at anything, any like prophets in history, and
Oh
who
my
are actual
God.
historical figures.
You are
not-
kafir.
Yes, the English word for that is infidel.
Infidel.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
I have to wash my hands afterward.
But yeah, I think most prophets are not like, I mean, every prophet is not a thing. So I don't believe that God was like sending stuff to people to tell other people how to live and all this.
Yeah, I don't like this topic. Yeah. Okay, you can talk about it. Doesn't matter.
No, it's all good.
It put us in trouble. I feel.
Maybe.
I feel like that. Don't you feel like that?
I mean, sure, it's possible.
It's possible.
Yeah. But either ways, it is possible in the U.S. I
All
guess,
of
to have
this-
multiple wives. You know, Islam does allow for that too. But there's
Oh
nowhere
my God,
other than
I mean, you
Utah.
are just coming back to the same subject.
So if you want to have like multiple wives as a Muslim, you got to go to Utah, I guess.
Oh, like for lawful marriage,
Yes.
something like that.
Yes, to legally marry multiple people.
What is the point of legally marrying? Because
Yeah,
the tax decreases.
well, tax and stuff is one thing, but I think there's like that's something that people want to put in. Like there's a liability involved, like legally speaking.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you get a divorce,
You get
right,
the
you're
divorce.
entitled to like an alimony.
Well, what happens if this guy has 80 wives?
Yeah, I don't think a person who lives like that and has 80 people around him, I don't think divorce is an option.
What do you mean divorce is not an option?
Yes, I think the traditional values, traditional
Dude, I
living.
cannot have more.
Like back in Iran, okay, people back in the day, it was like divorce is like a no-no thing. You never get divorced,
Yeah.
right? So I'm assuming if they're that fundamentalist about the religion,
Oh,
then this is not an option. Like you don't get divorced.
but this is like against human rights. Like if one of those ladies wants to.
I know. That's what I'm
get a
saying is that
divorce.
if one of
What
them
does
wants
what
to,
does
but I
the
don't think any of
federal
them
government do?
No, they definitely can, like legally speaking. Legally speaking. But I think there'll be consequences in terms of social and also like that person is kind of at a certain point they're dependent on that whole system
Mm-hmm.
that's built around them, and it's not easy to leave.
Oh.
You know, it's like a similar story with like there was a big problem with
Well,
when
that's
slavery
not good at all.
ended, and a lot of these there's like a new workforce out there.
Mhm.
And there's also a lack of jobs, but then the slave owners don't want to hire them back, and it creates a system where a lot of slaves would have ended up like being
Worse.
sympathetic towards their owners, like sympathetic as in they liked their owners and whatever, despite like being indentured servants and not having any rights and whatever.
Because the
Like you're born
owner-
into a system and you're just kind of, it's like Stockholm syndrome basically.
Mm-hmm.
Like you build a level of comfort around whatever it is your situation is. Like it's just like I guess a coping mechanism by the brain. It's like, oh, I'm in a very bad situation, so the brain kind of has to like build something that makes sense there. Like, oh no, this guy who's keeping me captive is actually a good person. He's helping me.
Mm-hmm.
Because otherwise, how do you live with yourself, right?
That's fucked up. Our brain is also flawed. It's not just our heart. Our
Yeah.
brain is fucked up. I think our brain is the most fucked up part.
Well, I mean,
Like all of these limiting beliefs. Like, it is good. Once in a while, it is good. But I feel
I think there's multiple things to.
we hyped our brain as human beings.
I
Our
think-
brain is big. It really gives us advantage over other species.
Yes.
But by itself, it has so many flaws.
Yes. Yes, it's definitely very flawed.
It just doesn't
and,
work
and
well.
that's not. I don't think it's just humans. I think the way our brains function and the way that things are built. I mean, people have ADHD. People have fucking schizophrenia.
Schizophrenia is good.
It's good.
It's good for your game theory if you ever watched what was
It's
that?
good for your game theory.
A Beautiful Mind.
Okay.
John Nash.
Yeah, schizophrenia is these are flaws that the brain has.
Mm-hmm. No, but even in normal people,
Yeah, I mean depression.
depression. Depression is brain or
What kind of drugs do you take when you're depressed? What does depression?
I thought your heart is broken.
It's not your heart, no. It's
I
your
see.
brain. Yeah. That's why you take like serotonin and stuff.
Mhm.
Serotonin doesn't do anything to the heart. But it does signal to your nervous system.
And we don't still know how brain works.
No.
Like all
I mean
other
neuroscience knows they've discovered some things and there's active area of research, I guess.
But like
people don't
all
really-
other parts of our body, we have much better understanding of them.
Yes, yeah, we know what they do, but like all the we understand a lot of the biochemistry,
Mm-hmm.
but we also do understand a lot of the biochemistry of the brain. But it's just like how it functions, like how things, because it's more complicated than biochemistry. Like how like your liver filters out certain things and metabolizes stuff. There's like a chemical process,
Yeah.
right? And you can figure out what that chemical process is.
Mm.
And then somebody synthesized insulin, you know, for people who have diabetes or whatever,
Yeah.
right? Like you can figure out the biochemistry. You may not know the intricate details of how these cells develop and why these cells do what they do or whatever,
Yeah.
but you can still understand the biochemistry. I think a similar level of understanding is there
For brain.
for the nervous system.
Do we know like each part of brain, what they do and like
I think people have some idea of what each part of the brain kind of does.
Okay.
Like you know, you can kind of like track things, like your optical nerves from the eye.
Are
go
we
to the
like
back
a
of the head,
robot?
so-
Are we like a robot controlled by our brain, or like our brain is also controlled? Which part controls the?
Well, the brain controls everything.
Brain controls.
Yes, because you can be paralyzed from the neck down, and
Then
not be able to
you're
physically
just
do
in,
anything, but your brain is still there, and you're still yourself.
Like the scientist, or he was not.
Yeah, like you're talking about. Well, he had an autoimmune disease.
What was his problem? His name?
Stephen Hawking?
Stephen Hawking.
Yeah, Stephen Hawking had an autoimmune
Was
disease.
he a real shit, or
Good, real shit.
like he was a scientist really?
Yeah.
All right. I thought it was,
Hey, a PhD, like what do you
it
mean?
was like a scam or something.
Okay. But yes,
Okay.
the brain is flawed. Yeah.
But his theory was wrong. Okay.
Which theory?
He has a theory about
The Big Bang
galaxy
theory
or something.
You're talking about the Big Bang, or whatever.
What is his theory about?
I think his most famous thing was Hawking radiation and.
Oh, he was healthy beginning, and then
He wasn't. Yeah, it's autoimmune disease.
Mm-hmm. But
He had
well,
Lou
he
Gehrig's
was
disease.
neck down. He was
No, Lou Gehrig's disease just like completely destroys all of your nervous system.
His
And
brain
that's
wasn't
eventually
still working,
Yeah,
right?
and if you eventually die because you stop breathing. Your brain stops sending signals to breathe, and then you stop breathing, and that's it.
But was his works after the
No, they were before.
before?
Yeah.
So after all of those time, he was famous.
So usually people with Lou Gehrig's disease don't live more than 5 years. He was a very extreme case.
he lived.
He lived
he
very
was
long.
Very
life.
old.
Yes. He lived longer than the average man lives.
How old?
I think he died in his 80s.
Oh, dude.
I'm not sure, but I think he was.
But
fairly,
okay, it was
fairly
not
old.
an like I. That's a hard life.
He
to
he
be.
died at 76, so that he lived an average life in the U.S. at least.
But it
average
was
lifespan
like
in
harsh
the US
life, to be honest.
Yeah, but it's not an easy life. Yes, but
Yeah.
what I'm saying is like most people with Lou Gehrig's disease.
Lou Gehrig
Lou Gehrig's disease.
is an athlete's name, right?
Yes, but
Baseball.
there's also like an actual like like an official name for it.
Phalistriopius. That is the name. The Greek name. So
Lou Gehrig's disease is ALS.
do you think we
ALS
have
is the name.
ALS? Well, ALS is easier.
Amyotrophic lateral sclerosis.
Sclerosis. I knew the last one.
Yeah, MS is multiple sclerosis.
Oh, so it's one of those.
MS is also autoimmune, but this is much more aggressive
Mm.
than MS.
ALS.
And so most people like with ALS,
Isn't ALS a Mercedes brand or something? ALS.
it's AMG if that's what you're talking
No.
about.
No, not
AMG is the company or like the subsidiary that makes their engines.
What's the one that has 2M? Those cars are crazy.
2M what?
This is also Benz.
2M? I don't
It is
know.
like 2M, right? How can I write it? Fuck, my tablet is there. It's like 1M and there's one taller M over it.
I don't know.
I will show you.
Are you talking about the Maybach? Or whatever?
Maybach. Yeah. Fuck, they are cars, dude.
Yeah, it's
Wow. Does this exist? Mercedes Maybach.
this is a vision.
Okay.
It's a concept car. It's a concept car. It's for fun, I guess. But like these other ones exist. Like these other like actual things.
Okay, they look.
And that's the S class.
No. Oh,
It's a Maybach
is
S-Class.
glass.
Yeah. Anyways,
Yeah. Why? Oh, okay. So you were saying, brain controls everything.
yeah,
I don't agree.
I think it's pretty clear. Is you get a brain
For
injury.
sure, brain
Well,
controls.
if you get a brain injury, you lose your memory. So at least the memories in the brain.
Memories.
Your identity basically is in the brain. Who you
But
are is
also-
your brain, not your. Like the rest of your physical
Don't
body
you
is not who
believe
you are.
that we have a soul or something? Is soul the brain or is it something else?
I don't think there's such a thing as a soul.
I feel there is. I
think
feel
we
there is
are-
more to us than brain.
No,
Actually-
I think that's it. I think this is it. I think this is all it is.
This is fake.
Yeah, that's a concept car.
So you say there is no brain?
Yeah, there's no. Like,
Nothing.
there is a brain.
Then
No, there's no afterlife. There's no soul or whatever.
how is that? Like, okay, afterlife is not related to that topic.
Yeah, well, yes. What I'm saying is like, I mean, what is a soul then? What happens when you die if there's no afterlife?
So what drives our like motivations in life? Is it our brain?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yes. I mean, there's hormones.
I think
There's
brain
a-
can solve problems or control our body parts, but
No, there's hormones that the brain.
hormones is not the brain,
Interacts with-
right?
What are you? Pituitary is in your brain, man. That's basically almost every hormone
Like
in your
your
body is controlled by.
testosterone,
Yes, it's controlled by the pituitary.
pituitary.
Pituitary glands.
Okay, where are they?
It's right there in the brain.
Show
It
me.
controls how much
How do you-
FSH and LHU
Which are the
produce. I don't know how to spell it.
Google knows. Don't worry.
Pituitary. Yeah, pituitary. It's there.
Ah, okay.
That controls how much LH and FSH you produce, in both men and women. That controls all the testosterone.
This
And
looks like balls.
yeah, it's a little gland. It's a little,
Mm.
and this controls everything basically.
So this
Almost
was
all
also
of your
hormones.
Yeah, almost all of your hormones are controlled here,
What-
and it's
which
it's
part
attached to
is-
your brain. Like your brain essentially is doing all of these. I mean, this is done biochemically, like through signaling with other hormones and stuff.
Yes.
But your thyroid, for example, is separate. That's a different gland that produces different hormones.
Yeah.
But your pituitary also does control how your like
All
see,
their hormones.
your
Hormones.
thyroids, your testicles or your ovaries or whatever, those are the ones that are producing certain hormones.
Mm-hmm.
But the signaling hormone that tells them to produce
How
those
much?
comes from the pituitary.
How much? For
Yeah,
example?
how much is it high? Is it low? Basically, the regulating thing is in the pituitary.
Okay, I think this part like manages the nervous system with the like chemical hormones,
Yeah.
right?
So, I mean, it pretty much like everything's kind of built around the brain. And if somebody shoots your brain, you die. If somebody shoots your arm, you're good to go. Like
Yeah.
as long as you get it
Yes.
fixed and you don't bleed to death, you're good to go.
That is true. Brain, I believe brain is like one of.
This is your identity. This is everything. Again, you can
So
lose
do
you
you
can lose your
agree?
arm, you can lose your organs, you can lose a fucking spleen, and you're still surviving. You
Yes.
live. And your identity hasn't changed. Like, everything's right here.
What if we can one day have brain transplant? Do you think?
Brain transplant? Whoever, like, if you could theoretically take someone's brain and it doesn't die, because the brain dies very quickly when you cut off the blood supply, and if you put it in another body, it still will be that person, the original person, like the
Sure.
identity.
Are
Yes.
you sure?
Oh yeah, 100%.
How can you be 100% sure?
No, it's 100%. Fuck yeah. Your memories are there. Everything is here. Speech is controlled by everything. No, 100%. the brain is the thing that contains all the information.
So wait a second, because our brains are similar or they are not. What makes us people?
The structure of the brain is similar. Yes.
What makes us people different? Because people have different personalities.
Yeah. When those are that's the thing that's just in your brain. Yeah.
Which part of the?
I
Because
mean,
that
also
cannot that cannot be
the
about
way
your
you're
hand.
raised and thing that also changes.
That
Like,
also.
people
yeah.
who are addicted to something, their brain chemistry actually changes
Mhm.
when they're addicted.
Also, mushrooms change your nervous system.
Yeah. So the thing is, like, it can change and it evolves,
Mm-hmm.
like environmental factor, whatever. But the structure of the brain and stuff is similar between human beings. Obviously, they're not the same exact brains, but they're similar. And that's why there's this whole idea of Neuralink.
Where do emotions?
Elon Musk-
Where do emotions?
You know that
come
company
from?
that Elon Musk funded?
Yeah.
Neuralink. What they're trying to do is upload the brain into like a chip,
Mm-hmm.
so you can live in like a virtual world or whatever.
Live what?
So you can keep the consciousness alive
Uh-huh.
even after the person dies.
Even
you can
after.
upload their brain into a chip.
Mm-hmm.
It's like San Junipero. Have you watched Black Mirror?
No.
There's an episode. San Junipero.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, you should watch Black Mirror.
Okay. Why?
It's an awesome show.
Oh, okay.
There's an episode San Junipero. That's literally it. Like people's brains get uploaded to a computer and they live on a computer.
I see.
No, but I mean, I think it's pretty clear. Like the evidence is
Where
solid.
do our emotions come from?
I think they're all neurological processes and biochemical processes. Just
Because we
combined.
have like our thoughts and we have our emotions.
Yeah,
They
so I
are
think-
different, right?
Yes, I mean, not really. They affect each other.
Yes, they are in connection with each other.
Yes, I think still all happens in the brain, or it's a neurological. There's also a biochemical aspect to it. Certain hormones, if they're imbalanced, your behavior changes.
Changes.
Right? So there is an interaction between those hormones and the brain. But like for example, like melatonin tells your brain to go to sleep,
Mm-hmm.
right? Caffeine blocks melatonin. It's like,
Mhm.
oh, you're not going to sleep. So chemical stuff does affect your brain function,
Yeah.
right? That's why
Okay.
antidepressants work. You take it affects your brain,
Mm-hmm.
changes your thoughts, changes your emotions.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a chemical part of how the brain interacts
Mm-hmm.
with like the
So, okay,
the
this is
biochemical aspect
funny.
is, but everything is still happening within the brain. I
Okay,
mean,
that's
our
the
neurons
thing.
are doing things chemically, right? They're creating electrical signals,
Okay,
but
yeah,
they're doing
yeah,
it
yeah.
chemically.
Okay, one other thing is that like, okay, we have this brain and it seems it is the thing in control, but we can also control our brain by drinking caffeine. Like it is not that,
Drinking, caffeine, alcohol,
or
whatever.
like changing the hormone
Drugs.
level, taking actions that affect like serotonin or anything, right?
Yeah.
Or doing mushroom. So is that also brain that taking control of brain or it just
Oh, you mean like you make that conscious decision? To
where is that
change your
consciousness
own-
from? Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the brain making you're thinking about it, you're deciding.
So there is
You
a
like
part
this.
of brain that has control over brain. You're saying that
Not directly, but here's the thing: like from
it,
a very
it is the center
from a
for
very-
that is the center for mental masturbation.
yes, there's like deductions that your brain makes, right? Like they're basic. Like if there is some correlation, your brain can pick up on that. Like if you drink coffee and you feel energetic, your brain picks up on that.
What do you mean picks up on that?
Like it realizes the correlation.
Yeah.
Like you realize that, oh, when I do this, this happens.
Yes.
And then you're consciously like,
Then-
manipulating your own brain function.
Exactly.
Right. But
so what is that? What is that? That is weird, right?
Yeah, it's definitely weird, but like animals do it too.
Is okay. Animals have brain
Like
too.
catnip and stuff like
Oh, so you're
like drugging yourself is a thing that not just humans but animals do it too in the wild.
yes.
If they
So,
find
okay,
something they like,
Well,
it,
what
they
do you
keep
mean
going
then?
back.
Okay, yeah, they do it too. But what do we learn from this observation?
I think it's the same thing. They also pick up on the correlation and they manipulate their own neurological function.
yes.
Yeah.
So this is like a part of which part of the brain makes the decision finally? I don't get this part.
I don't know. Somebody probably researches this stuff. But I mean, I'm not aware of the literature on this, so I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sure there's some part of the brain that does this stuff, but I don't think people probably haven't honed in on exactly. Here's the spot. Like that, they probably don't have that. It's like, oh,
put your finger.
but like when they're doing brain surgery and stuff, they usually keep the person awake.
Keep the person awake.
Yeah, so that they can they test them during the surgery to make sure they're not fucking around with anything. Like they tell them, okay, you can tell the difference between this, and if they can't respond.
Fucking their skull is open and they're
Yeah, well, your brain doesn't have any pain sensors, so your brain itself
doesn't have a brain.
No, like when they open up your skull afterwards, they can wake you up. They can wake you up, and your brain is right there. And when they touch your brain, you don't feel anything because your brain doesn't have.
But if the guy like
they don't have pain receptors.
Push a button and you stick your tongue out.
Does happen.
Wait, what was my question? Was that like
which part of the brain controls decision making?
Yeah. Which part of the brain?
Dude, just type it in.
I don't want to type. Well, the good thing about the ChatGPT on the phone is that you can talk about for this. I don't know why they don't have it.
Well, because they need access to your microphone and stuff.
Oh, that was you.
Yeah. Which part of the brain
controls the rest of the brain?
controls it?
Wait, do they have it? Oh, they don't have control shift.
The brain is a highly complex and interconnected organ,
It's
with
really
no
weird.
single part controlling the rest in a
I
straightforward
love this
manner.
app.
However, there are key areas responsible for the regulation and coordination of various brain functions. The brainstem,
including the midbrain, pons, and medulla
Dude, they have
oblongata,
the Snoop
is
Dogg,
crucial
by the
for
way.
basic life functions such as breathing, heart rate, and sleeping. It acts as a relay center connecting the cerebrum and cerebellum to the
The
spinal
guy
cord.
who
The
manipulated
thalamus acts
his
as the
brain
brain's
more than
relay station, directing sensory and motor signals to and from the cerebral cortex, except for the sense of smell. It also plays a significant role in regulating consciousness, sleep, and alertness. The hypothalamus is a small
But
region
okay, it
located
says
below
like-
the
Yeah, the
thalamus.
hypothalamus is basically where the pituitary
It says
and
like
stuff are, yeah, hormone.
wait a
function
second. It
is-
says like significant role, but it's not like all. of it.
Again, I don't think there is like a very specific thing. We don't really like. I don't think you can go down that specific. There's
So
like
maybe
areas of the brain. Like
there is-
there's diagrams of this of the brain, right? Like this part controls this part
Mhm.
controls that.
Yes.
right? But it's again like it's not an exact thing. Like people used to do
Well,
lobotomies,
if we
right?
don't, huh?
People used to do lobotomies.
Yeah.
With whenever like somebody had a mental disorder.
Unfortunately, we stopped doing that.
Why unfortunately? It was really cool.
All right.
Yeah, they would just like
And it
stick
worked?
They literally would do this. They stick a thing up your nose, and they go mush up your fucking brain, like the front of your brain. They just like go like destroy it. But then those people became robots basically. They lost emotion and everything.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But that's the point I'm making. You say emotions. Where are emotions controlled? It's the brain. It's the brain.
It is. I think brain has a big impact, but it's not all. Like
I don't think the rest of your body does anything.
Dude, okay, look at the
That is-
sciatica,
Yeah.
right?
It's not making any decisions for you.
Huh?
It's not making any decisions there. Like,
It is
it's-
not, but I am saying nervous system is stupid because it happens here, alright?
Yeah, pushes on the nerves, and then the nerve signals.
I am
get
feeling
fucked.
the pain in my leg,
Yeah.
but I know that it is just my back.
Well, you know it now
I know it now, right?
because somebody told you.
Well, however, it is what it is, right? I know it, and somebody told me it is in my brain now.
Yeah.
It is in my brain that okay, sciatica pain. It is in your back, not
Yeah.
But still my brain feels it in my leg. So brain is
Yes.
fucked up.
Yes, because the part of your brain that processes pain signals is
Uh-huh.
not something it's not a conscious part. The part of your brain that understands this is not able to manipulate the part of your brain that processes pain signals. The part of your brain that processes pain signals, it just like processes all the pain signals as they come in.
Mm-hmm.
And it's built up like there's a way of understanding what each signal means.
So when we say, okay, brain is in control, so it is not true. Like, there are parts of brain that are dumb, for sure.
The brain basically takes the signal from the rest of your body. Like if you have schizophrenia, you start seeing stuff even though your eyes actually are not seeing that stuff, right? So there's a part of your brain.
For example, when we are sleeping.
Yeah. There's a part of your brain that's doing this, like creating visual signals that are not there, like when you're hallucinating things. So I mean, there's different parts of the brain. They're not like perfectly in sync with each other necessarily.
So which part makes the decision? Which part? Because
what I'm saying is that everything happens there, though.
You are claiming that maybe everything happens there.
Yeah, everything happens there.
But maybe our soul is that part of the brain that
the conscious part of the brain.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I mean, if you want to, like, call it a soul or whatever, that would be.
Yeah, right. What is that part's name?
I don't know. There's no name to it, but it's just
I think naming it soul is not good because, like, soul, it has a lot of baggage.
There's a religious connotation to it.
It's not scientific. I think it brings more ambiguity to the thought, right?
So like the prefrontal cortex is the part of the frontal lobe that is involved in planning complex cognitive behavior. Like personality expressions, decision making, moderating.
And these are the parts that make us human, right? The rest does not make us a human.
I mean, the rest is needed to work with this physical body that you have.
So like compared to other mammals.
Like, if you look at the brainstem, it says that it does like basic life functions, like heart rate, breathing, sleeping.
So these parts, other mammals should have to.
Yeah, every animal. Not
every
animals.
Animal.
Yeah. No, what I'm saying is that these parts are there because you're in this body. Like this physical body requires that to function.
Yeah.
But
so
you're
these are
saying
for sure. These are soul is wrong. Let's call it something new.
So again, like there's different
the part that makes us human being is this part. The
prefrontal, maybe the limbic system as well.
Why? Limbs, like animals have limbs.
It involved in emotion, behavior, motivation, long-term memory, olfactory.
More long-term memory.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is like again, like it is different parts. It's not quite like a rigid thing where you say you can draw a line here and say this is where your identity lives.
Yeah. Let me see prefrontal cortex. Oh, did it come Pornhub? No. All right.
As far as I know, it didn't. But even if it did, then who cares?
All right, let's do the search in this. Dude, by the way, we don't have. Did you apply for? What happened to your sandbox?
It gave me some money, not too much.
They gave me like $500.
Yeah, I know. They usually don't give you what you ask for it.
Dude, $500 I cannot hire on video editor.
Yeah, I don't think they do that.
So, cortex, dogs. Yes, human. 10%, wild human, 1/3.
Yes, I mean, okay, but I don't know. I think it's complicated though. It's not simple.
Wait a second. Is prefrontal cortex the part that makes us human being? Snoop. Critical. Wait, doesn't sync.
It just didn't load correctly.
The prefrontal cortex PFC is often highlighted as a critical region of the brain that contributes significantly to the traits and abilities considered uniquely human. This area of the brain is involved in high-level cognitive functions such as decision-making,
Decision-making.
problem-solving, planning, impulse control, and managing social...
Okay, problem solving is also one thing that like very unique to human beings.
I mean, other animals can do it, but to a limited extent.
Yeah, like it is one of the aspects that like.
I think what we have is also language, communication.
Yeah, where is that part? Impulse control functions. Where is social behavior maybe?
Yeah, I mean, again, it's complicated, right? Like language is
complex decision-making. The PFC allows for the consideration of multiple factors and potential outcomes when making decisions, including those involving moral and ethical considerations, social behavior, and empathy. It plays a key role in understanding social cues, managing emotional responses, and predicting the consequences.
By the way, if it is like that, like our brain is responsible for example, making these decisions.
Yes. The process of decision making happens in the brain. This is why I kind of feel like we don't have free will.
Yeah, like
because it's a chemical process.
Can we put people into the jail? They say, okay, dude, my brain is fucked up.
Yes, I mean, sure. I think this socially that doesn't.
I
make
feel
sense.
we have free will. That's bullshit.
At
so
a high
whatever
level,
you
though,
said.
no.
Why did I sweat so much?
I don't know.
All right.
At a high level, though, I feel like, you know, I mean, if you go down too deep into this, you lose your sanity, basically, because you keep thinking about, okay, this is a chemical process. All I'm doing, all I'm saying, everything is a chemical thing. That's how
I say it is not. We have a...
The reality is
we have a part that it is not so...
Now, what I'm saying
what is free will? Do we have free will or not?
I don't think so.
You're a dumb fuck. I have free will. I decide what to do.
No, you have the illusion of free will.
That's bullshit.
You think you have, you feel you have free will.
Because I have it. I think I have free will because I have it. You may not have it.
No, again, I also feel like I have free will. I also feel like I'm choosing what I'm doing. But what I'm saying is that at the end of the day, there's a biochemical process. And if you had perfect science, if you had like somehow a perfect model of everything that happens in the world,
that would not be a model. That would be itself.
No. If there's a model that you can basically like exactly predict everything, well then you could probably exactly predict the decision making of everybody.
Well, this is a big if.
No, I mean it's a big if, but assuming there are laws that govern the chemical processes,
okay,
then everything is kind of deterministic, right? Under this assumption that things are based on certain like rules, and therefore everything will become deterministic. But quantum physics is kind of the weird point where it's like it's not deterministic until you observe it.
Yeah.
Right? Like everything's kind of like, you know,
but
superposition
in our
of things.
brain, anything quantum physics happens?
Probably not. Everything chemical is quantum physics, right? But what I'm saying is that if there is a deterministic thing and it is not probabilistic at all, then you don't have free will.
Well, even if it is probability thing.
If it's probabilistic, you still, again, yes, it's still a randomness.
Random, it's not a free will.
It may not be predictable, but it is not under your control, whatever that is. Yeah, no, I think that's the case. I think there's no control over this stuff. Things just happen because of some chemical process. It is nihilistic, I know. It's like not a very happy view of the world. But
I don't think. Okay, one thing is that we are just curious to know how it works.
Yeah.
But like for everyday life, it is not a good
exactly.
mindset.
You have
good mindset to have.
You have the illusion of free will, and there's no reason not
I don't
to.
say it's an illusion. It's just truth, the fact. Okay, even like what controls those chemical things? Maybe the thing that controls it is our free will.
No, chemistry is just chemistry. Like you're born because of chemistry, right? Like your parents had sex.
Okay.
And what is a sperm? It's just chemistry. It's just a bunch of proteins.
Mm-hmm.
It's your DNA.
Yeah, it's very like physical thing.
It's just completely chemical,
I
right?
I don't think like any.
No, and that was governed by what
That's a good point.
like what your parents did growing up, whatever led to that moment. It's all chemical processes. Like, it starts from that chemical process, and everything from there is environmentally affected,
It's
whatever.
also-
But it's a chemical thing. Like, everything becomes again like. So again, if there was a model, it would be either deterministic or probabilistic. It still would be like kind of out of your control.
No, okay, I agree that like at the beginning there is no like, what is it, prefrontal cortex thing in us,
Yeah.
right?
No, you start from a chemical process. The
And
the
I think
chemical
it's
process
also
builds your
about-
brain, and then other chemical processes in your brain make you do different things, and the things you do affect those chemical processes.
No,
but
no,
then
wait,
chemical
I think
processes-
it's good, but let me also.
So in the
interrupt
first
you.
place, it's not deterministic, right? Like whatever the chemical processes.
I
that
don't
led-
get okay. I don't get the deterministic word. That's I think okay. One idea I have is that like people bring this up, not you, but like I saw some people used to bring this randomness and stochastic thing. I think they don't have a good knowledge of probability theory. That's what it is.
Yeah, I mean,
But-
I'm not saying it's. I don't know if it's probabilistic or deterministic. What I'm saying is that at the end of the day, there's no control over it. You didn't choose to be born. You were born because of a chemical process. That decision was made by your parents through biochemistry in their brains.
I think even like as a what do they call it, fetus?
Yeah, as a fetus.
Well, up to a level you have no prefrontal cortex.
I mean, you may have it, but it's not like.
I think it is also related about the topic that okay, after can we have abortion? Like morally, is it okay or not abortion, or is it okay to do abortion after a while, or right?
I think there is no good way of discussing that topic in a way that satisfies both sides when it comes to abortion.
What are the sides?
One side is pro-abortion, one side is against abortion.
Yes.
I think the side that's against abortion says that it's a human life before birth.
Against abortion.
Yeah, the ones who are against abortion, they say it's a human life even before birth.
Yeah, I think after a while.
And based on that argument, you can't just say, oh, there is this point in which it gains the humanity. But before this point, the fetus is not a human. Right? Like if your assumption is that whatever is there before birth is a human, then and then your sperm is a human too. It has the potential to be a human, right?
Yeah.
So because then that's why I don't agree with that. And I think yes,
and it ends up into no fap culture.
Well, I mean, I don't care about the no fap culture of it, but like what I'm saying is that that's not reasonable.
Yeah, I don't want to.
I think a human
I don't want to
life is not like again. My beliefs are that everything is kind of like it's just chemistry.
I don't want to say like is abortion right or wrong, but there is a point in the like fetus life that it starts to have the prefrontal cortex thing, right?
Like that has brain function. You mean?
Yes.
Yeah, there's a point in which brain function kind of begins.
So before that, we are like.
But what I'm saying is that even at the very early stages, there is some brain function because the heart is beating. Right?
Well, that you can say like sperm is also a living cell or something.
No, exactly. What I'm saying is like, yeah, single-celled organisms are living too.
Yeah.
Like if you want to call that life, everything is life.
No, I don't like that.
Like, oh, every time a woman has a period, oh my god, it's a massacre.
Oh my god, it is a massacre.
You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make sense to you. You can't think that way about it. And then you can also, in that case, you can say, oh, a tumor is alive. You know, those cells are alive and they're trying to stay alive.
Yeah, I don't say. I think it is just. It doesn't help the conversation.
Yeah, it doesn't help. That's why I'm saying it's kind of stupid when it comes to abortion. I usually don't have.
Yeah,
an
I think
opinion.
just I mentioned abortion because it was a close topic, but I don't want to stick to it.
Yeah, so when it comes to brain function, my belief is that it's a chemical process.
It's all of it is chemical.
Yeah, and therefore there's no choice. There's no free will.
Free will.
Yeah.
I think okay, we have this model of everything is chemical, right? And
As far as we know, it is. Like, there's no
like from a scientific
actual fact.
studies.
There's like, yes, we know the chemical processes
And
affect
this
us.
model helps us to predict some kind of human behaviors, or like doctors do some stuff.
Well, we can't actually understand like why people are schizophrenic.
Mm-hmm.
If they just look at their brains, there's nothing wrong with the structure.
Also, dogs, they chase their tail all the time. I think that's.
I think they're just playing, but like human beings like play sports.
Yeah.
Doesn't serve a function.
Serotonin. Okay, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just acting, basically. It's just playing around.
Everything.
We do it because it stimulates our brain.
Mm-hmm. No, not really. Is it just everything is for brain?
Yeah. Why do you go skiing? Why do you play soccer? Why do you go to kickboxing? What
they
makes
are
you
fun.
enjoy
Part
it?
of it is they are fun.
What makes you enjoy it, right? Like where do you process the fun? It's all happening in the brain. Like the hormones that are released because you do that happen in the brain.
Yeah.
So yes, you are manipulating your own brain because it feels good. It's kind of like all of these are built-in mechanisms, like built-in chemical mechanisms to make sure the species survives.
But isn't
like you have an urge to procreate.
Mm-hmm.
You want to have sex. You're attracted to whatever it is you're attracted to.
What about gay people?
Yeah, whatever you're attracted to. But that is a part
procreate.
of. I know, but that comes from the same part of the brain, right?
Mm-hmm.
That attraction, that sexual thing, is built in. It's a built-in chemical process, and when you have sex, you have fun.
Mm-hmm.
So that it just reinforces that behavior. But all of this is built in. Like you don't really have control over this stuff. A lot of the decisions you make are based on, again, all these chemical processes.
Wait, what about when a person changes her sexuality?
Yeah. So.
Do their brain changes too?
What do you mean? Like, you're just talking about the brain of a gay person is different from a straight person? Is that what you're asking? I mean, structurally, no.
No. I say if you have a straight person.
Yeah. And then they switch?
They change their sexuality.
Yeah, I don't think that's a thing.
What do you mean that's a thing?
I don't think there's a straight person that just wakes up one morning and just doesn't want to be straight anymore. Whatever.
No.
Maybe they were bisexual to begin with.
It would be a good case study, I say, to change the sex of a straight person.
Yeah.
Will they stay attracted to the opposite sex still, or like the same sex now? I don't know.
I don't know. It's a
we have never
question.
done. There was no fucking scientist to have the balls or the pussy to change his sex for the humanity.
Like to do a sex change operation?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people do that. Like trans people do that.
No, okay, I don't know. I don't understand trans people completely. But if it was like straight person, or even a like gay person, right?
So here's the thing: if you do have, if you are a trans person, and you already have attraction to
no trans. I think okay, trans. I don't
You're talking about a straight and
or
male
gay, right?
Wait,
somebody
who does not have gender dysphoria.
Yes.
Yeah.
So right, actually I don't know what exactly a trans is, but like, so gay, right? They can be gay, right?
Mm-hmm.
If they change their sexuality, will they stay lesbian? Will they turn into lesbian, or they will turn into
a straight woman?
A straight woman. Or they will be, they want to change the sex again.
There's definitely, like, once you do a sex change operation, and then that comes with hormone therapy, which means they replace your hormones to be the hormones of the opposite sex.
Why don't we ask ChatGPT? Okay, go ahead.
We won't answer. Yes, I think that probably will affect your behavior to some extent. It may also affect your sexual preferences.
So you are saying hormones can change your brain, or how?
I mean, that's fact. Hormones do change your brain.
Not the brain. Yeah, of course. Like the part of the brain you mentioned, like
that controls hormones, but no, hormones like serotonin, hormones like testosterone, like all of the other hormones, that actually affects your behavior too.
But they don't change the brain itself.
They don't change the brain itself, but when somebody is pregnant, the hormonal behavior makes them emotional, like weirdly emotional. Like
Yeah,
emotions
because-
that they don't actually feel, but they express.
Yes.
So those are again like that. That's chemical
Yes,
processes in
the
the brain.
structure of the brain is the same, but because the
chemistry is
the
different.
chemistry and hormones are different,
So
it's
sex change
giving
operation comes
different-
with chemical changes.
But it doesn't change the brain structure.
No, not the structure, but the chemical changes can affect your behavior and your maybe sexual preferences.
So wait, do you think if we change sex of a straight man,
I don't know.
he wants to change his sex back to be a straight person?
I don't know.
Or is it like too painful and he says, okay,
I don't know. This is like a
let's
it's a complicated thing, and your hypothetical is kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
It
why,
is weird,
why
but,
would you change
but
a
I
person
feel
who's
like
happy with
it is
their
a change.
identity?
Like sometimes you don't have access to the brain itself, and you do this
Yeah,
experiment.
but this is a very cruel experiment. You can't do this.
Like if some people want to do that. Like some people who
Or
are
somebody
interested.
volunteers just to do
Yeah,
it.
volunteers, right?
I guess that's possible. I mean, that's still the ethics of that is still questionable.
Why?
Like, the person who does the sex change operation, the person who does the research, their behavior is questionable ethically.
Who's ethics?
Because if that person is making that decision for their own like identity and for their own psychological reasons, that's fine.
No. I don't think.
But if that person is making that decision purely out of curiosity, I think there's an ethical question. It's like, oh, a person may choose to kill themselves, but do you condone that?
I say if
Like-
somebody wants to kill themselves, we should help them.
Well, we should just be like, hey, yeah, go ahead,
Yeah,
kill
go ahead.
yourself.
Go ahead.
No, but that's the thing though.
We should help
The opposite
everybody
is
to
the
go
case.
after their dreams.
No, because if you
Where
fix
does
the
it-
underlying conditions that
ethic
led
is
to
also
that,
good. Ethic is also a very good thing. Where does ethic come from?
it's subjective in my opinion. I think it's
So
just,
if it is subjective, then how can you do that? If the
well,
guy
it's my
says,
ethics. It's not everybody's ethics.
Mhm.
It's my
But-
ethics is that that person wants to take their life, but if you address the underlying conditions that led to that desperation, you can change that. And a human life is worth that, you know. So I think you should prevent suicide. Unless it's medical suicide, medically assisted suicide, in which case like, the person is dying, they're in pain, they just want to go on their own terms. Then I think that's a good thing. To let them just suffer less, right? Like if I'm sick, I have cancer,
no, what
and my
I
prognosis
say,
is I'm gonna die
like
in 2 months.
sometimes,
then yeah, take you
sometimes
just-
people
it's fine.
put their life in danger, right? Like a firefighter, right? And he may die during his mission, right?
But the point is to save other lives.
What if somebody does that surgery and it helps human being understanding of brain?
I understand, yeah.
Um,
Again, I don't know. It's just the ethical debate is there.
yeah,
if
there is a
anything-
debate for
no,
sure.
No, when it comes to ethics, there's no like straight answer.
And where does ethic come? I think ethic is also
It's
very
subjective.
brain.
Yeah, it's completely subjective. If you look at different cultures, what they consider good or bad is very different.
Not very different. I think most of them.
I mean, Mormons think it's fine to have multiple wives, but the rest of the world doesn't think it's
Well, it
good
is
to
just
have multiple
only
wives.
one aspect of human life.
No, yeah. What I'm saying is like depending on culture, ethics change. So that's why I think
Yeah,
it's subjective.
depending on. So for sure, it depends on
Like,
the
it's
environment
because some people try to argue that ethics
and the conditions.
is objective and not subjective. Some people do argue ethics is just this objective thing.
Like it is what is it, global.
Yeah, there's actually like a full on objective set of ethical values, but that's not the case.
They can observe it that people are.
No, just because people behave differently through cultural pressure or whatever doesn't matter. They say, oh, there's an underlying thing, but I don't agree. I think it's subjective. I think
if there is the underlying one, which one is the underlying one?
no, exactly. That's the question too. Yeah, it's similar with religion. It's like when people say, oh, I believe that Christianity is the true religion. I'm like, yeah, but the Hindu believes the Hindu religion is the true religion. How am I supposed to, if you're an outside observer, how am I supposed to know which of these, if any, is true? It's the same thing with ethics. There's no, again, like these are all subjective, I think. And it changes.
But
with
ethic,
time.
do you think ethic comes
Look,
from
eugenics was considered ethical at some
What?
point. Eugenics.
What is eugenics?
People like this, the Nazis were like, oh, people who have defects or whatever will euthanize them so they can't have
Yeah,
kids.
like even human beings in big population can make stupid decisions, right? And they say it's ethical.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why it's subjective. I think it's very much subjective. It changes. And so the experiment you're suggesting, there's an ethical debate for it, but regardless, I don't think there'll be that much valuable data to justify doing something like that.
But okay,
Especially because it will be anecdotal. It's just one person. It's not systematic.
Yeah. But I want to. The goal of this study is that we want to play with the brain, put it in different
a lot of people
situations
have done studies
to understand if it is just free will exists or no, right?
Yeah, what was it the Stanford prison experiment or whatever?
PhD, you mean? Wait a second.
The Stanford prison experiment was like something like this that's ethically questionable.
Let's ask this from ChatGPT and see what they say.
You gotta select the text.
Okay. What happens if we change the sex of a heterosexual man? Will she turn into a lesbian or a straight woman or something else?
Yeah, I don't think it will answer. This is a sensitive topic.
Well, sexual orientation.
When discussing changes to a person's sex, especially in the context of gender transition, it's important to differentiate between sexual orientation and gender identity. Gender identity is a person's internal understanding or sense of their gender, whether they identify as male, female, both, neither, or anywhere along the gender spectrum. Sexual orientation
I need to learn this stuff finally. This person's internal sense of their gender. Whether they're actually, I think what we are looking for is the gender identity, right?
But gender identity and sexual orientation are different.
Yeah, for
You're
sure.
saying, well, gender identity again, like if the person feels like a man and is a man, then what is the sex change? Like you're forcing a sex change here, right?
Well, he agreed.
Sure. Let's say there's somebody, for the sake of science, wants to do this.
Yes. Like we're
but
being...
so then they will be in, like they will have a mistaken gender, basically. Like they'll be in the opposite gender, but they don't feel like a woman.
So is it a trans?
No, a trans person is somebody who's like a man but feels like a woman.
Or the opposite.
Or the opposite. Or, I mean, yes, but you can also be non-binary, meaning like I'm neither woman or man.
Wait a second, I need to read the definition again. Is a person's internal understanding or sense of their gender, whether they identify as male, female, both, neither, or anywhere along the gender spectrum.
That's what I'm saying. It's not binary, necessarily.
Yeah.
It can be non-binary.
Yeah, let's take it to the extremes. That was actually my idea to say like heterosexual man, so that we get to know like if it is what happens in the extreme case, right? Otherwise it's more difficult, I feel. This refers to genders that a person is attracted to emotionally, romantically, or sexually. Wait a second, we are attracted emotionally to other guys, but not romantically or sexually. Are we like...
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, this is like a standard response.
If a person assigned... Okay, not this. Assigned male adverse in addition to female...
Yeah, this is about trans people. It's not about...
Deeply personal process that can involve changing one's... Let's him read for us. So wait a second. What is... Okay, give me an example. Which one is gender identity? Which one is sexual... Sexual orientation means who you get interested into.
Yes.
Who you are attracted. Gender identity is who you identify yourself as.
Yes.
So a guy who is heterosexual
means it's a man and is attracted to women.
Yeah, gender identity man, sexual orientation straight, right? we change his sex organs to female. Is that right?
Okay, I mean, gender
Vagina.
transition-
We change his penis to vagina.
Okay. It doesn't have testicles or ovaries.
We do the full surgery.
But you can't do this. This is not possible. Like you can't actually give ovaries to a man. You have to replace the hormones synthetically.
Yeah, we give
exogenously replace the hormones.
We will do that. Will she feel like? What will be that person? I don't know what pronouns to use at that moment.
I mean their gender identity should still be a man.
He used to be a he, him, his.
No, I mean supposedly that was it, right? So that doesn't change.
You say gender identity won't change?
That's an identity. That's supposedly.
Well, people can change their identity, can't they?
I guess, yeah.
So
I mean,
after the surgery,
this is why it's the complicated topic. This is when you're talking about identity, people identify as different things, and yes, that may change. But again, that doesn't it doesn't.
What will be his sexual orientation?
There's no way to know this stuff, dude.
Okay.
It's just impossible.
Okay, let's read the rest of it.
Refers to the gender as that a person is attracted to emotionally, romantically, or sexually. If a person assigned male at birth AMAT transitions to female, meaning she aligns her physical sex and / or gender expression with her internal sense of being female and is attracted to women, she may identify as a lesbian. If she is attracted to men, she might identify as a straight woman. The key here is that sexual orientation is about the gender to which someone is attracted, not necessarily the gender they were assigned at birth or their gender identity after transition. Gender transition is a deeply personal process that can involve changing one's physical appearance, legal documents, and the pronouns and name by which one is referred. This process is about aligning one's external life and body with one's internal sense of gender identity. Sexual orientation, on the other hand, might not necessarily change through this process. A person who is attracted to women before transitioning is likely to continue being attracted to women after transitioning. However, individuals may experience shifts in their sexual orientation labels as their understanding of their own gender identity evolves. For example, a person who identified as a straight man before transitioning may identify as a lesbian after transitioning if they continue to be attracted exclusively to women. It's also worth noting that people's understanding of their sexual orientation and gender identity can be fluid and may change over time. The most important aspect is how individuals understand and describe their own experiences and identities.
There's no way to know. It's not.
Yeah, well, we haven't done this experiment.
I don't think there's useful.
This experiment.
No,
Why are
I know
you
the
laughing?
Answer. You know the answer is no. What do you mean? This is ridiculous. This is not ethical, dude.
Why, dude? The people whose ethic led them may do that.
I don't think that's ever been the case, but okay.
We don't have the
Experiments or studies directly altering a person's biological sex to observe changes in sexual orientation would raise significant ethical concerns and are not conducted in the way your question implies. Modern ethical standards in psychological and medical research prioritize the well-being, rights, and informed consent of participants, making such invasive and ethically dubious
making such insanely invasive.
Yeah, because it's not.
and the effects of gender transition on various
I
aspects
feel
of life.
we can have narratives of ethics that let us do that experiment.
I don't think that's.
You don't? I don't know. That's a complicated topic for sure, but
Yeah, it's complicated, and it's not. It's not something me and you.
but it is funny always from I always am curious to know what will happen. What would happen? You know.
What would happen to what?
Like what happened if we did that, right? Or also about animal evolution or stuff like that. What? Yeah, for example, I'm always interested. I was comparing. Lions are the only big cats that live in a pride, right? They are not solitary predators, right?
Yeah.
So all other big cats, they are like solo.
Mm-hmm.
I was always curious why it happens with lions, right? Do you think if we and like I was talking with ChatGPT for a long time about it, and it seems like a lot of it is about the evolutionary process and the environment they
evolved
live-
in.
Yeah, they evolved in, right?
Hey, you
So-
evolve for the environment you are.
So I was thinking, what happens if we let lions, like, took a bunch of lions, leave them in a tiger environment, or like what do they ecosystem or whatever?
Well, they are in the same ecosystem.
They are not in the same ecosystem.
They don't exist in
No,
shared.
lion and tigers do not.
They don't exist. But other big cats, I guess. With
But
lions.
yeah, but like they are.
I'm saying that the evolutionary reasons behind that was that at some point that was advantageous,
Yes.
and then
That's
so humans
that's all what
humans
Chinese-
evolved in the same environment as the lions. Like we all evolved on Earth, right?
No, what do you mean? Like lions are in like big
Yeah, I understand.
Saharas
I
that it's
understand
open
this.
space, but tigers
No,
are
but like,
in
I'm
woods.
saying there's like shared ecosystems between different species, always. Like the ecosystem that lions are in has zebras in them, for example.
Yeah, but lions and
But they both
zebra-
evolved in the same environment. They just
Li-
evolved into different things.
Lions and zebras are not very similar though.
Exactly. But they evolved in the same environment.
Yes.
Right. They specialized in different things. Right. The zebra specialized.
I
in
feel like lion and leopard. You compare them, you get better understanding. I don't know what you're.
No. What I'm saying is that evolution is kind of random.
Yeah, it is random.
Right. The same environment can
But
lead to drastically different
That is
results.
very like all of the evolution so far was random, right? But
Yeah.
now as human beings, we have like decision making. We can have control.
Yeah,
we
that's
can
called
put-
that is eugenics. What you're suggesting is eugenics.
What is eugenics? I forgot it again.
Eugenics is where you try to control procreation of humanity.
Not
So,
humanity, but what happens if we put a pride of lion in a tiger environment?
Again, I feel like they will evolve, but they won't evolve to become tigers.
What if we keep importing lions to that neighborhood, to that environment?
So you're saying you selectively breed lions till you get a tiger? Is that what you're saying?
Okay, I don't want to get tiger, but do you think because
No, I don't think that the lions will.
lion? Okay, I want to see is that lions live in groups, right?
Yeah.
Do you think after, for example, 200 years of doing that, the
200 years is not enough for any evolution to happen.
lions will end up living a solitary life?
No, I don't
Or
know.
do you think even
We don't know.
lions will go extinct? Okay, we don't know.
Yeah.
But again, the
It's random.
ChatGPT was saying it is very unethical, and I say, okay, we have so many lions. Let's just put some of them in the forest and see what happens.
Okay, you don't know what happens into those ecosystems. For example, when people who went to Australia took rabbits and stuff with them, those rabbits went there and they fucking destroyed the ecosystem. They
Yes.
took over.
Yes, they took
So,
over.
You don't know what happens when you take an animal from one ecosystem and just dump it into another ecosystem. That's why it's unethical, because you can destroy the ecosystem.
But we have so many ecosystems already.
Yeah, yeah, but the ethics.
We can
problem-
risk some of them. Like we already took a lot of animals to the extinction. Why cannot?
Yes. Most animals that have existed are extinct.
Yeah, and it was not by us. It was by God.
Nature, yes, that's true. But the reason it's unethical is that you're aware of potential risks here. Versus if it happens because of some natural disaster or whatever, it just happens because of nature. There's
Yeah,
no
so
control over
it's
that, but
just
you have
human
control
being-
over your own mind. You're unlike animals.
Actually, I don't know why I am interested in those kind of experiments, but these
It's
are
curiosity.
curiosity, right?
Yeah, so I mean, yes.
It has no use for us.
In the old days,
Well,
some people did this stuff.
Well, it gives us better. I feel it gives us better understanding of how evolution worked.
Again, there
Do you
used to be
think-
a time, like the Nazis, for example, did a lot of these kinds of experiments, not on animals, on humans.
They are bad people, alright.
Yes. No, what I'm saying is that people. I mean,
But
this
I feel like-
curiosity is not unique to you. I think
Yeah.
The thing is that historically we've learned that this doesn't lead to good outcomes. Like you can't get good quality data out of just doing curious experiments.
Do you say like we have?
There should be like an ethical justification for any kind of pain or harm that's caused.
Well, they are going to a travel. They are going to a trip. Lions are
No,
going.
there's unintended consequences of this. Like doing
Well,
something.
they will die.
But okay, no.
Terribly
If we're
in
living in a
Sahara.
hypothetical world, who cares about ethics? In a hypothetical world, yeah, go put your lions in the forest. Who cares? Hypothetically, right? But what I'm saying is that I don't think there's any valuable insight that you're going to gain out of that.
Well, we can check if our evolutionary evolution theories are
Well, again, like in the
matching
same
the
environment.
experiments. Or
No, but what if the lions evolve into other animals that exist in that area? For example, like you say where the tigers are.
No, I want
There
to,
are other animals in
I
those
want
places,
to see
right?
if
What if the lions evolve into rabbits?
no,
What I'm saying is,
I want.
you
to
don't
see,
know what direction
I don't want
evolution will go in.
to. I want to. No, I'm not interested in seeing those big changes. I want to see if lions
Yeah.
end up like their behavior will change. That was super interesting to me because.
Oh, you mean the current lions? Their behavior would change.
Yeah, like will they change
Become
to
solitary.
a solitary?
I don't think so.
It's
I think
not a huge expectation to see.
No, I don't think so because there is social aspects to why lions do this, and this kind of built into their behavior. It's like instinctual for them to do this kind of thing.
Yes.
So I
But
think they'll keep doing
really,
it.
environment. Okay, it seems environment
Yeah,
was the
they
main
evolved
cause.
into it because of their
Because
environment.
all of the big cats.
But now they have evolved there. They're like that.
Yes.
It's like if you take humans, humans originally evolved in Africa, but when they went to Europe, they're still social animals. Right?
Yes.
They didn't change that behavior.
Yes.
What I'm saying is the lions are probably not going to change their behavior.
No.
either
Okay.
because-
What I'm saying is that your one thing is that we had cats, right? Like a grandpa cat, and all of these species are from those, right?
Yeah.
And lions are the only ones that decided to be to live in a group. They
Yeah.
take care of their kids, like male and female together, and it is heavily dependent on the fact that they live in an environment where it is open space. The preys are bigger, so they need to work together.
It was evolutionary advantageous for them
But
to
at
do
the
that.
same time, leopards live in the same environment.
Yeah, but they
But-
evolved to do a different thing.
So
They
they
specialized
live-
in a different thing that works in that environment.
The same environment.
Yeah. But zebras exist in the same environment too.
No. Okay, zebras are far.
No, what I'm saying, all I'm trying to say is that there's different ways to be successful in the same environment. And evolution is a stochastic process, so it can lead to different outcomes.
Yeah.
Even
But
if the
some
species
of,
are similar.
Some of those are probably more stable, and it is like a Nash equilibrium. Of them.
Yeah, exactly. Those that are not as stable will go extinct. Like lions, for example, not the greatest choice. You know, they've gone extinct in many places.
That was because of human behavior.
Either ways.
Like all of these big cats are in danger.
Yeah. What I'm saying is that it may not have been the best evolutionary
Why?
choice, but this is what it is. So they may go extinct because it's not a good strategy long term. Like pandas, for example. Yeah.
Pandas, how did they survive? Well, they know kung fu. That really helped them.
No, they usually they have very good access to food, and they're big,
Yeah.
so other animals don't really attack them that much. So they kind of just like they just fuck around.
Yeah, they are so dumb. Like they don't have balances. They go up the trees. Do you watch Kung Fu Panda?
I watched it when I was a kid, but I haven't watched
The series
latest
on
ones.
Netflix. Like spoiler alert. All of the weapons are now in the hand of Zuma.
Mhm.
Like she has 2.5 out of 4,
Okay.
and they only have the whip, which it is not as strong as the hat or the glove or
Right.
I don't know what will happen there. But okay, they're united now. Like the people of Two Village are now united, frogs and the armadillos. They're helping each other. They're helping each other.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what happens next.
Yeah. No, but yeah, the evolution is a stochastic process. Not always.
Okay. What do we mean by stochastic?
It's random.
No, by stochastic we mean that we don't have enough knowledge. We didn't.
Okay, yes, in physics that's what it means. There's chaos and then there is disorder.
Do you think
Those are two different things?
Do you think there is pure randomness, like white noise that we can never understand,
Yes.
or there is this randomness is because of lack of our knowledge, and once we get
No, it's randomness and it's disorder, or it's actually not disorder, but it's like a genetic algorithm basically. When we write a genetic algorithm,
what is a genetic algorithm?
it's an optimization algorithm. It's a stochastic optimization algorithm, and what you do there is you have crossover. Basically, you define instead of optimizing your values directly, you say these are genes, and what you do is you say mutation happens, crossover happens, and then each generation, the ones that perform best, they get to create crossovers through mutation and by mixing each other. So they mix parameters, and then you also apply random mutations to it. And then you do this every generation, and you always keep the best performing ones.
Okay.
And over time, your algorithm finds something that's they're good at doing whatever you're trying to optimize for.
So how? Okay.
And then in the real, like in actual, so this is inspired by evolution, right? These are called evolutionary algorithms.
All right.
In evolution as well, it's like this. When there's mixing, there's a male and a female. They have some genes. Those genes mix, and then sometimes through random processes, mutations happen.
Yes.
And these are purely random. And sometimes those mutations are advantageous.
Again, when you say it is purely random, it means that we don't know
So
where they come from.
the two male and female that get together, that's random. The mutation happens
What do
in
you
a
mean
random
that's
spot.
random?
That's random.
What do you mean that's random? I don't get
Any
it.
two male and female could get together, but these happen to get together
No,
and
not
procreate.
any two could get together.
When they're in the same environment at the same time, the potential is there, right?
No, because
There's a fertile male and a fertile female here. Any fertile male and any fertile female can get together and have kids, right?
No, it cannot be like that. Well, it is also about the thing
theoretically, yes, it can. If they're both fertile, then you can't create a baby.
Theoretically can is just means that you haven't gained more knowledge. Your level of data is so like
yes, so that's the part of
course.
That's the
that you're
selection
saying.
part, right? As I said, you always select the best ones. So the male that has certain features has better chance of
Or stayed alive and could meet.
Yeah, or for whatever reason it could be alive, right?
Right.
Exactly. That's the selection part.
All right.
That happens all the time. What I'm saying is that then once these are selected, which ones cross over is random.
The genes.
Yeah.
What do you mean it is random?
I mean, there's a bunch of males that survived and are good.
Even
A bunch of females, but there's basically some chance involved in which ones cross paths.
Okay, this chance, somebody may say it is random, somebody may say no. Every step that male lion took or female lion took, it could be, if we gain more knowledge, we could say.
Sure, it could be deterministic, but here's the thing.
Is randomness because there is a true randomness, or is it because we just don't know what's up?
So this is selection, okay? I don't care. I don't care if it's random or not.
Okay.
As far as the selection happens, the ones that are better survive and get to procreate, that's all I care about. I don't care how they mix.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying, it doesn't matter if it's random or deterministic.
It doesn't matter.
No, because the selection part has already happened.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that's important in changing is mutation. If mutation never happened, you can cross over as many genes as you like, but the outcomes will be the same sort of things, just slightly it's like mixtures.
It's a finite number of.
It's an interpolation thing. You're not going to go out of distribution.
Mm-hmm.
But with the mutations, you go out of distribution. And mutations are completely random. I mean, as far as we know, mutations happen randomly.
Okay, when you say as far as we know, mutation random.
Yeah. But the radiation, for example.
Me, it sounds like, okay, this sentence, as far as we know, mutations are random. Something is random. It means that we don't have enough knowledge.
Okay, we know some things cause mutations,
So,
right? Right, but when it happens to any species, or why or how it happens to that specific case, some people are born with Down syndrome, right?
So
that's a mutation.
Randomness is a lack of knowledge. It's not truly something.
Yeah, I mean, again, like some people are born with Down syndrome. That's a mutation. This is a genetic defect, right? We can kind of figure out, if this parent and this parent get together, these people,
The odds are high.
Yeah, the odds are higher because of whatever. But at the end of the day, when we're looking at the broad thing where people get together and certain things cause mutations, more or less, you can model it as random. And
I think we should model it as random.
we do.
Because
In our algorithms, we model it randomly.
For now, we
Right?
have.
Like a random number generator in a computer is technically not random.
It's not technically random.
Yeah.
Do we have true randomness in the world?
It's a
I
good
think
question.
it is something like free will.
Yeah, it is something like free will.
Yeah.
Like technically, again, if you had a deterministic model of the world, then no, there's no randomness.
All of these models, like the thing is that we have these models, and they are true for the. If they are they are working for the things they're built on. It's fine by us, but we don't get the true understanding of the world.
That's impossible. So, yeah. And what I'm saying is that at the end of the day, evolution happens as a process that can be modeled as random. So which direction it goes in is kind of, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not predictable, basically. At least with our current knowledge or something. If you had a deterministic model for it, I guess you could predict it, but.
Hey guys, what do you think? Should we?
I think we should wrap it up.
Yeah. So guys, please let us know which one of you, as a straight man, wants to change his sex.
Anybody's down for the experiment.
And share with us your feelings and emotions afterwards in the comments below. What else? Do you have any thing to finish? There is a soul or no soul?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, even then, we can talk about this. The question that if soul exists or doesn't exist does affect my life or it doesn't affect my life. Or this model.
I don't think it affects your life. No, I don't think it affects in any of our lives. Whether or not this exists, again, I said we have the illusion of free will and whatever it is that we feel. So I think it's okay, like either ways.
Yep.
Yeah, it doesn't affect us. Like you should live your life.
Wait a second. Once you have, like, for example, it is next to your exam, you are not ready. Do you ask God to help or no?
No.
No?
Even if I'm sick, I do not.
Do you offer him some assistance or help? Alright. No, you are not.
Even if I'm sick or something, I don't.
Mm-hmm.
There's been points in my life where there was like health scares. I don't go there.
You go to doctors.
Yes.
I see.
No, but like even when people go to doctors, but they still pray or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. It doesn't comfort me.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you don't really don't believe there is something there, the praying will not be comforting to you.
Mm-hmm. Also, belief is something interesting to understand. It is also in brain, right? Or it's not what we believe in.
Yeah. Your brain.
Beliefs are different than thoughts.
It's still in the brain.
Like beliefs are like, if you have a logic, beliefs are the things we accept them without reasoning, right? Or
yes. I mean, at least you can't come up with a reason necessarily for it.
I think then it won't be a belief. Belief is something you don't want to talk about. You say, okay, I believe in this fucking shit.
Yeah. I mean, you still try to justify it sometimes.
Yeah, but those justifications are usually based on their life experience, not based on your reasoning, right? I feel.
Maybe. I mean, it's definitely true that people are born into their religions and usually don't change their religion. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like people cannot usually, like, if you find two people, right, with different beliefs, usually the things the first person is saying is totally unlogical in the second person's mind, right? Or do you think there is a level of basic things that both can agree on and then build upon that?
I mean, there's always some common ground, but when you're talking about beliefs,
Common ground ain't that common.
yeah.
Jack Harlow.
But at the end of the day, I think people usually don't change their beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because again, there's no logic attached to it. It's hard to change something that's not.
Even every logic.
If it's not dictated by something that is logical or something that is rational, it's hard to change that because there's no reasoning for whatever it is they believe in, right? So,
Yeah. Also, even logic. Logic is just you for every logical system. You need to have some
rules that you agree upon. Yeah.
rules and also some basic things that you accept as
The basic laws that you have to accept. Yes. For mathematics, you need to
like
accept,
8 principles that I accept.
Yeah, and that's like unarguable. Like
Unarguable.
yes.
So
Those-
even
yeah.
math is like correct as long as we accept those basic things.
Yes, but those basic principles are not.
They're sound very like
No. They are not contradictory to each other. First of all, so that's the important part, and also they do not rely on anything.
Do we know?
prior.
No, I don't think if math.
They don't
is-
have any priors, right? They are just a stated thing.
Yeah, but we don't know if math is in contradiction or not.
If math is contradictional,
Yeah.
I think the principles are not contradictional.
We don't know.
No, but if they were, then it will break somewhere.
No, we don't know. The answer to this question is yes or no.
I mean, yes, you can prove it because
We cannot prove
yeah,
it.
you can't prove it. Yes, but they don't contradict.
If you
each
find
other.
out, oh, they are not.
If you can prove that they were contradictory, then obviously then
Yeah,
it's
but
broken.
if we could prove that they are congruent, that would be also very heartwarming.
Well, you can't really do that, right? Because everything you do relies on those principles. So you
What
prove
if the whole system is incongruent, but we haven't found it yet? That is fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, if you could find it, then yes. But I feel like that's a little far-fetched.
Right.
I don't
Because
think
we
it's-
had this also, the other question was, what was that? Gödel? Yeah, incompleteness. We didn't know, we thought, for a long time we thought we can solve every problem in math, and then this guy says, oh, we cannot solve it.
Yeah, okay. No, but that's a different thing, though. Like, that's provable.
What should I say? Is mathematics contradictory or...
I mean, is mathematics contradictory is not a good question. But like,
are mathematic principles?
are the main math or are the primary mathematic principles contradictory or something? Or is it provable that they're not contradictory?
Is it provable? I like that one more. Is it interesting? We jump from biology to mathematics. But they are like, I think, some basic question everywhere. Is it provable
That the principles of mathematics are not contradictory.
If it is not the case,
Mm-hmm.
if it is contradictory.
I don't think it's provable though.
Then why, even as scientists, we should not be so arrogant when we talk?
No, but you can't. You cannot have a logical system. No, the principles.
The question of whether the principles of mathematics are non-contradictory or consistent touches on one of the central issues in the philosophy and foundations of mathematics. This issue was notably addressed in the early 20th century through the work of mathematicians and logicians like David Hilbert, Kurt Gödel, and others. Hilbert's program, David Hilbert proposed a program to provide a firm foundation
Now
for
we
all
have
of mathematics by
Andrew Tate's
formalizing it on a complete and consistent set of axioms, and by proving these axioms to be non-contradictory. Hilbert's aim was to secure the consistency of mathematical theories by finitary means. That is, through methods considered to be concretely constructive and not involving infinite entities. Gödel's incompleteness theorems curb
What is
Gödel's
the answer,
incompleteness
first of all? What is
There
the
is no answer, I think. Here.
Well, did we solve this question already or not? What
Okay,
do
go down to the
theorems, published in 1931, demonstrated inherent limitations in formal axiomatic systems, which had profound implications for Hilbert's program and the question of consistency in mathematics. First, incompleteness theorem. Gödel showed that in any sufficiently powerful formal system, such as those capable of encoding basic arithmetic, there are statements that are true but cannot be proven within the system. This result suggests that no formal system can be both complete, able to prove every truth, and consistent, free of contradictions. Second, incompleteness theorem, perhaps even more striking, Gödel proved that a system cannot prove its own consistency, assuming it is indeed consistent. This means that if a mathematical system is strong enough to include arithmetic, it cannot contain a proof of its own consistency without risking
So you
contradiction.
were right.
Yeah, there's no way. I mean, you can't, basically, because you're accepting those principles.
Yeah.
Therefore you can't. Like, it just kind of makes sense, but I guess the
No,
Gödel
okay,
really
no,
proved this.
that is not true. Because you can accept principles that are obviously in contradiction with each other. So
No, I mean, yeah, but again, like you're building a system, right? It's like, why would you pick two things that are obvious contradictions? What I'm saying, once you have those principles,
actually, I don't think even we know if it is minimal or not. Do we know?
I don't think so. I don't
Principle.
think we know. I don't. Actually, this was interesting because you have Euclidean, non-Euclidean mathematics, right? So people were like Euclid's principles. And for the longest time, everybody was like, yes, this is the only way. Then they proved that no, this is actually like not minimal, right?
Yeah.
So you can have non-Euclidean math. So you can have non-Euclidean spaces. That's also the thing. So yeah, we don't know if it's minimal. Yeah, there's no. Yeah, all of this is just. That's why there's different kinds of math.
Yeah,
You know,
it's different kinds of math.
Yeah, it's Euclidean, non-Euclidean, and it also
That's geometry,
yeah,
isn't
it's
it?
geometry, but still. But no, I mean, but they're very different, fundamentally different kinds.
Like in universities, all of them are studying the same kind of math.
Yeah. I think maybe if you go to the mathematics department, they do weird stuff.
So maybe one professor.
Yeah, but but for the most part, yeah. For at least us, like as engineers, we don't give a fuck about this stuff.
I always solve my problem non-Euclidean. It feels much better. Let's see him.
Implications. Gödel's theorems imply that the quest for a comprehensive, consistent, and complete set of mathematical principles from which all mathematical truth could be derived is inherently unattainable. However, this does not mean that mathematics is inconsistent or unreliable. In practice, mathematicians work within well-established frameworks like Zermelo-Fraenkel's set theory with the axiom of choice. ZFC that are believed to be consistent based on their success in various applications, despite the impossibility of proving their consistency using only their own axioms. Current views, most mathematicians and logicians accept Gödel's theorems and work under the assumption that the foundational systems they use are consistent.
Snoop Dogg says girdles.
Consistent, supported by the lack of contradictions encountered in practice. Efforts to ensure the consistency of mathematics now often involve examining the foundations of mathematics through the lens of different logical systems and frameworks, and sometimes strengthening the axioms or rules of inference used in those frameworks. In conclusion, while it's not possible to prove within a given system that the principles of mathematics are non-contradictory as per Gödel's second incompleteness theorem, the working assumption of consistency is a foundational element of mathematical practice, supported by empirical evidence and logical reasoning within
Do you
various...
think like scientists believe in mathematics?
What do you mean believe in mathematics?
Like engineers? Or is it sort of like believing in God, or?
No, I don't think so.
If one day
I mean, the principles are established, right? So you could contradict them. You could prove that they're wrong. So I don't think it's a belief necessarily. I think you accept them, and it's kind of like a self-correcting system, right? Like if somebody can find a contradiction, then you identify the contradiction and you fix it. Versus God, which is this unknown. It's like, you can't investigate that. Like you can try to prove contradictions in math, right? but you can't actually try to prove contradictions in God, because you don't. This is like not a real thing.
All right. Okay, dude.
It's like those guys that do this weird thing where like 2 equals 0.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, 2 equals 0. Yeah, it's like 1 plus 1, and then 1 is square root of -1 times -1. And then they separate the -1 square roots.
Oh, that was so terrible.
Right? Because you can't separate
I usually
negatives
prove
on
it
a square
through
root.
division by 0. Yeah.
Yeah. No, because like you can't separate square roots of
Yeah.
2 negative numbers, right?
Yeah.
But like technically you can separate square roots of a product.
Mm-hmm.
But -1 times -1 are both negative. You can't separate them. But on the face of it, it's like, oh wait, maybe I can separate them, right?
Yeah, there was something
what's
about
the law of what's the contradiction here? And it's just about the imaginary number.
Mm.
You cannot separate an imaginary what's it called, an imaginary multiplication like that. It's like I times I is not the same as square root of -1 times -1, which is 1, which means like I squared is 1, and at the same time it's -1. Because in imaginary, the reason is you no longer work in single variable. You're working in multivariable calculus.
Yeah.
You can't just separate stuff on different axes.
It's not just.
Yes,
function.
but
It's not a
but
function.
again, like from a stupid perspective, you could write that and say, "Oh, no, the principles
Yeah.
are wrong" or whatever. But if that was the case, that it was established that you can always separate them, then we'd be like, here's the contradiction. Okay, we'll fix it.
Mm. All right, thanks a lot. Tomorrow it's going to snow here.
Yeah,
So-
finally, there's no snow this year.
That was very good, actually.
Yeah, I like snow, but
Kind of slow, just it snows outside the city where I don't live, and if I want to see snow, I just go there and come back home.
that's kind of the case, dude. If you drive like an hour to New Hampshire, you'll find something.
That's it.
Yeah.
Keep all the snows for New Hampshire.
Or
All right.
Vermont or something.
Thanks a lot. Control Shift